What's up? Welcome aboard, everybody. It is April 17th, 2023 on a Monday.
Today's the fun day.
On a Monday.
Monday.
Second day of the trading week.
Yeah. Almost the 30th.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
All right, let's get to these chart dives. Let's see what the market did there. And remember, we're in earnings season, so the scenario at the end of the day is early earnings season. So we saw it happen. Let's see what happened today. Let's start with our faves. Our faves is our yearly. Let's go to yearly. Look where we're at. For some reason, they ain't giving up on this 42. Previous month high. And look what they're doing. They're waiting on something else. But remember, we're not past the 30th. When we got past the 30th, then maybe we'll start seeing a decline. Into the 30th, it starts selling. Right now, we're still holding ourselves up. We're in this area right here, moving upward. Right? Into the 30th, then we started seeing weakness up here. See, once we got to the 30th, around here, we got to the highs, then we started getting weakness, right? Right now, we're not weak at all. But what we saw today, we saw that London's close was not buying it. And they just keep buying at the end of the day. They keep buying it up. Let's go into the small time frame and see the 2-hour chart. Boom, right here. We've been sweeping these 2 hours back and forth. And let's take a look at it really, really good. Actually, let me go into another chart right now. This one right here. Boom, right here. Here it goes. This is Friday's move. Held halfback, came back up, and then at the highs, sold off. Right? They started selling the highs. Why? Because New York sold up there. And they just kept selling.
Green light. New York gave the green light.
Until we got to halfback. And if you see it, couldn't get above those highs into Asia. And then London, again, let's look at London, where is that? What does London keep on doing? When they're not at the lows, what is London doing? It's the biggest candle red right there, right? Let's see what London did over here. This was London right here. So London is selling the highs, especially when we're below the two hour high right here. See how we kept below this 2 hour? See that? Boom. They kept selling the highs. I think this day we had news, so they weren't really selling. I think they started buying here. This is the only day they bought into the news. But if you go back, London keeps selling the highs. Well, this is the high, but they sold down. Couldn't get past the 2 hour high. Couldn't get past the 2 hour low right here. They sold it. London at the highs, they keep selling it. Even today, we saw that just like Friday, right? Let's look at Friday real quick. London sold it, right? And then we got to London's close right here, right? Boom, around this area, right? They did not buy it. Same scenario today. London's close right here between these two candles. I'm on the 30-minute. Around here, they did not buy it. So New York keeps buying this until the close. So it's kind of hard to see it, but you're going to see that if we see a whip down and a whip up, and realistically it did that right here. It whipped down, held, and came back up strong.
Yep. What did it
And we
do?
got
Swept the
already.
1030 candle. If you waited for it, the
We got
sweep
once
and
we got above
reclaim.
London's close, you better
Sweep and reclaim.
yeah, you better
Easy
figure out
peasy.
that play.
It don't get no damn easier than that.
And look at the times they're buying it. Look, it's the same time.
It's at the lows. What do you expect them to do? We buy the lows.
Now today it gave you here, it showed a sell, came down here and they bought it. Once it held here and we went above the halfback on that 2 hour, like if I
And,
put the 2 hour here,
and what did they hold? That's what's really important. If you look at 3 day look back, it held 24. What do we expect? 55. Did they hold 55? I believe they did.
Look how that looks right now. So if you go back, like Dobbs is saying, you go back 3 days.
They're just slow rolling it. The range has been tight. The thing is, nobody is really buying. They're not buying up here.
Yeah,
So
they just
they're
keep
squeezing. You got to understand what they're doing.
right there.
They're
High,
squeezing
low, and then they keep buying.
because they don't want this thing to fall yet. It'll fall when they get ready for it.
It's an organized drop, and they're not willing to give it up.
The market's always a buy. All three markets.
They're
Always a
just
buy.
taking profit on people because people are going to chase at the highs.
Yep.
These people buying. So if you would have set up like this day and that day, you see that everybody's selling the highs. They were selling here and they were selling here. Did we break this low?
Nope.
No, we didn't break that low.
Still making higher lows.
Yeah. And then if you think about it, that's low, low, higher, low, higher, low. We're looking now, we're breaking out because look, we're closing above.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't closed above like that either. And look at the price. We're at 41.80. And if you go back to the yearly, last time we were at 41.80, we sold off, right? But look at the time. Time is important. This is going into the 31st. We are only on the 17th or 18th. We have 12 days, possibly
breaking out. Breaking out.
We could possibly get to these highs still.
Yep.
And the chart still shows a bullish action to the upside, even though all this bad news, earnings has been bad. They don't care.
Nope.
Because what they're trying to do is force the feds to change their mind and say, hey, that's it with hiking. Is it going to happen? Who knows? Just like the market.
It could go to 6,000. Shit, I don't know.
Yeah, just like the market.
It's just a number, guys. It's just a number. It's just a number.
Inflation is weighted on a chart. So it's going to have lows, highs, lows. So we could possibly have a low and then have a breakout high. So, and the market could continue to go up because there's no uncertainty that inflation is under control. It's just what is displaying right now. Just like this chart, it's only what's showing right now. Would you want to buy up here? No, nobody want to buy up here.
Nobody wants to. That's why we have to wait for pullbacks. That's why we wait for halfbacks.
Today, I mean, at the end
that's
of the
why
day,
we play our ranges where it shows us where to buy low on the range.
Look at the end of the day. If you were looking to sell this at the end of the day and you didn't take this, that's a long. We almost got you 68 to 81. Why? Because they keep buying it. This was the first pullback.
You got 10 points.
Now, what I do expect is possibly a sweep of this low right here or this low right here. It's way out of place right now. But like I said,
let me get my annotation here. I'm going to show you what I'm going to annotate. This right here is really important because they broke that. So that is the one that has to hold. So that is the one. If we continue to break out, that one has to hold. If not, we're headed down like quick and fast.
And here goes yesterday. This is the same, almost same thing. I mean, yesterday, Friday, same scenario. You see this takeoff like this, not healthy neither. The only difference between this scenario is this pullback right here.
Yep.
You see how we ain't have a pullback? No pullback at all.
Because we got a week to go. So they don't have to come here to halfback. They can continue. They can continue. Why? Because the setup right here, they can continue to do this. They can continue to go.
Yeah, they could continue to move up. And then if you see it, if you even just take the range from this to here, that kind of puts us in the area. Anywhere in this area put us back into that range, which isn't that far from. Remember, this thing ain't moving excessively
No, it's not. It's just like in a grind mode. I mean,
and it's been sell, and then boom. So
we're in a 30-point range right now.
Yeah, it's really, really boring and dry, but all this was selling. Look, they were trying to buy it. So there were a lot of people trying to buy at the open right here. But where's the sell? The sell wouldn't be up here because this thing could literally rip all the way up. The sell was right here. So I got some of this down and I took it all the way down to I think it was like 40. The first target we had was 40. What was it, 47.50? Was it 47.50? No, it was like 40, like 49.50 or something like that. It was 49.50. I put it in the chat. I don't remember what the number was, but it wasn't much on it because
I got out here. I already made my money right here
because of the range.
It's already out.
I was selling into this right here. When I saw this, I was selling. And then we had a high-low halfback right there. So if you look at it, you got high. You can take this is London's high, low, and then look.
Right here, guys. This is our 6 a.m. setup right here.
Right here was the sell, right into the open. And you got yourself. It was 10 points. I got this sell, and then I was selling. I was waiting for this because I didn't want it to do what it did on Friday. Now there was no report coming out, so it wasn't any of this. But I was more disciplined to wait for it to break down.
Right, and it also displayed you on the macro. Yeah. So this is also the same, guys. This is halfback, same area.
Take the high, low right here.
It's going to be pretty close. Remember, it's area. It's going to be close. You try to line it up with time because they try to disguise.
So the other thing you got to look at these candles is what are they doing? So if you look at the candles, right? If you look at all these candles and you look at where we're at,
look at all the wicks. Look at all the wicks.
Yeah. Not just that, but look at, okay, so let's say that this was a buy, right? Why right here? High, low, right? We took out the high. Why didn't we make another high above this low?
Exactly. Right there.
We didn't make a high. And then right here on this candle, why didn't we hold right here? Why didn't we hold this halfback?
What candle is this right here? Like, look, what candle is this right here, John?
We're a halfback, and then you get this candle. This is gold right here. This is a gold right here.
What time candle is that right there, John?
That is 5:30.
5:30. Okay. That's on toss. So the time that closes, that's actually 6 a.m. when that candle closes. That's 6 a.m.
6 right here.
Yep.
So it had a pullback. This is the pullback, 7 a.m., 6 a.m.
Yep. Boom, boom, boom. And that's what's it supposed to do? Sweep. That's its signature right there. High, low, halfback.
You could have waited for this and been like,
sweep.
Well, and then you got to look at this candle. If you look at this candle right here, right? This is an important candle because you got to tell yourself, okay, so if we're high, right? If that candle's a buy, right? Why isn't this candle up here green? This candle should be green. So when it's below this low, you're already filling halfback. So if you're below that low, and this is halfback right here, why isn't that candle green up?
Yep. And Stangam line.
Yeah. And
confirms.
Then when you have this, you're in a good play. And this is a 30-minute chart, so it gives you
at clock and all the wicks. There's no bodies of a candle above there. Period.
Yep.
All they're doing is taking out stops right there.
And then right here, this was
what, 2-3 hours right there?
Yeah, that was a lot of time. Here you could have waited. This is the open, and this is the options. So if you wait to 10 o'clock, it usually gives you direction. After 10 o'clock, you're going to look at it and be like, well, look at the same scenario. If this was a buy, why isn't this candle green? If this is a buy, why isn't this candle green? You got to tell yourself, why aren't we going like this, but yet we're going to the lows? And look, it's the same scenario. Green, red. Well, it's not red on this chart. This candle is rejecting. Look, halfback, reject, same play.
Yep.
Now, this was basically going into London's open. I mean, London's close right here, right?
Going into clock. Continuation into 12 noon. If it doesn't continue after 12 noon, 1 p.m. my time, that's reversal. This is what we should be expecting if you're looking
And this
for
had
a
a
play.
scenario like right here that it was.
You're at the lows. They're going to buy it. You're at the lows.
It just was trying to break down, and look what they did when they flipped it over. See how they did? Boom, boom. This is the opposite of this. So look, we rejected halfback right here, right? Same, almost rejected. This went down first and then came back up and became green. So when you get this candle, this is literally the go. Plus, once you get above this halfback, above London's close halfback, it was go time. And then in time, if you get the 1300 candle, you would have seen it too. If you take that 1300 candle, you see it. Because basically what this is, this 11 o'clock candle right here is a low. This is your low right here. This is going to be a low. And then if you look at the 2 hour, you see what they did. They flipped it around.
Where's it at? You can plainly see it.
They flipped it around right there. And if you look at the 2 hour, once we got above Stingham line, they were buying.
Oh, it's a wrap. Yeah, it's a wrap.
And the fact that they did that, like I said,
and look at here. I want to hang on before you move the chart. They bought half back of the wick, right?
Well, that's half back of the candle.
Here.
So the same price they bought it.
But they bought half back of the wick. That's what's really important. There's all kinds of clues on the chart. So,
I mean,
many clues.
I ain't gonna lie. I was still, I let one ride there when I was selling that down because I said, well, it's gonna have to take me out. I was selling right here into this area because we failed halfback right here. So I sold right here. So I said 56. As soon as this broke down, I said 56, and I thought 42. I covered at the lows here, right? And then when it did this, it got me out right here. Got me out on this move up right here. As soon as it broke this high, I was out. It got me out, and then I took it long. Once I took it long, I took it all the way to 70. But this is doing basically what it did on Friday right here. See how they flipped it around? This is selling and it came back up and it bought it back up.
Yep.
The same thing they did here. They were selling and then boom, they took it back up. The same scenario did right there, almost at the same time. If you look at it, this is literally the same time. Just about the same move. This is.
Think about it. When they take out a previous low like this is what you should be waiting for, guys. Yeah, once it reclaims it right here.
That's going to the wall. That's going to the highs.
When I talk sweep and reclaim, this is the check right here. This is your check. This is you're getting paid right here. This is what I call the check. Check, mark, check. It's all the same. When it sweeps like that and reclaims, that's what you have to be waiting for.
And look how funny they are right now that they're moving it back down already.
And that was London close. You had to wait for the sweep of London close.
Look how they're giving it already up to come down here, which makes it dangerous because everybody will be like, well, it's the sell. And then they're going to do it.
Well, everybody's buying. Think about it.
And that's the problem. Like,
everybody bought it in today, so everybody thinks it's a long. So is it really a long? What happen
is that it's going to be that, okay, London's selling, Asia's selling, right? What's going to end up happening is that Asia and London are going to buy because they're going to go with this freight train. And if you're selling, they're going to squeeze everything up. It's going to get ridiculous. It's going to start getting ridiculous if we get above 4,200.
Yes, because the way we've been compressing.
This year, we have not been above 4,800.
But we're compressing, though. Our range, we've been over 100-point range average, and we are slowly compressing. We are down to 32. This is the lowest we've been in a while right now.
It's ready a pop.
We're about back to normal. This is our normal range. What you seen today was normal range, 30 points. This is normal.
But it's due to pop. Because what's going to happen is like, look, this is the yearly. This is our yearly. If you go back, we're really in the same price range for a whole year. This is December. This is January. This is our
They want
yearly
back up
high.
here. They're trying to get here. They're trying.
I don't know. I think they could get between these two prices.
They're trying, is what I'm saying. They're trying.
So if you look at it, this is the yearly right here. If we break these highs, this thing has no.
I'm gonna tell you something. We break this high right here,
Yeah, it
and
has
we
no
hold
stop.
it, and we hold. This thing is going to the moon.
And remember, if you look at the dates after the 31st, and we're only on the 17th. So it's kind of dangerous if you're going to start looking for sells in this, because eventually Asia and London are going to be on the same page. And what's going to happen is that they're going to go and they're going to send this to the moon. And then you're going to start seeing that London is going to start selling.
Okay, so what has been happening that we haven't normally seen? Usually Asia goes to London close, but that's not happening right now. What's happening? New York's going to London close.
They're holding it down, and then they're buying it up. After this swept London's close, they're buying it up. It's weird how they're doing it, because
this is why it's so important to get your screen time in. When I talk about clocks and looking at time, you got to understand what is going on, because in reality, Asia normally goes to London close by midnight. That's not what's happening right now. New York is going to London close.
Yeah, New York's taking it
which
down.
Is odd. It's like each market, it's like a revolving wheel. So if you go back and look at charts and you actually put in the work, you'll see where the revolution is, because normally Asia goes to London close. Then you've got London going to London close, and you got New York going to London close. So all it is a revolving wheel. It's just a revolving wheel. That's all it is.
And I mean, these shoot ups are obviously, they're not. This doesn't look healthy at all. It doesn't really look healthy. It doesn't have to. If you see, we came down, swept this high. Now we're holding this half back right here on a 4 hour. We're above the monthly highs.
Don't look healthy. You got all kinds of freaking halfbacks through here that ain't been touched, and they finally touch one here.
Yeah,
you know, but we're in earnings season. So what do they want? They want everybody to buy right now. Everything looks good. They want everybody to buy right now. That's the thing about earnings. They want people, okay, well, I need to buy because earnings was good. This company's good. I need to buy.
And they keep buying it up. Right after like
13. That doesn't mean that it's an actual buy for these companies.
Nah, they want it at price high. So they want to get people to stop being short in it with puts and then send it up. And the reason that they wait for the 30th is because you at the end of the month, everybody's already positioned. So when they're positioned in whatever they're in, they're not going to take a new position until after the 30th or 31st, whichever comes first. I think this month it's the 30th. So after the 30th, we're gonna see more weakness in this. We're gonna see the Fed's talk, and everything will work out. Earnings is just what it's doing. It's doing exactly what it does all the time. It didn't do it last year, because last year was a little bit different. But I mean, if you go back, it probably did do it. Tell you the truth. If you go back to the same time frame, I bet you it did it. It just let's see. So we're in April. So I think this is, hold on, let me a bit longer out. Okay, so this was April last year. So look where we were. We had the lows.
At the lows. Well, here on this chart, it's probably a halfback. Yeah, it's probably high. I mean, it's low, high, and it's probably a halfback.
But we're at the lows, and this is going into the 30th. So this is the 31st. Look when they start selling after the 30th at the highs. We're not there yet. So this is earnings season right here. This was the beginning of earnings season right now. This area was earnings season. Look at the scenario, how it looks right now.
Yep.
All that shredding all the way up to the highs, right? We already been at the high. We're already at the highs before earnings season. So if you take this move right here, let's take that move right here. This is all earnings season. They're buying into earnings, right? We're just going to move this down here. Remember, we were just at the lows. Look how high we could get. If they bought into the 31st, which was April, right here, right? Boom. That's the move that they could expect. It's probably the same move all the time. Look, boom, from the lows. Boom, from the lows. There was a consistency in what this does from the lows. Even this move right here. Boom. They know how far they want to push this because they do it constantly. They do it into the highs going into the 31st. And if we were at the lows, just like we were here, we were at the lows, they pushed it all the way to the highs until we got to April. And this was literally earnings season right here. So this is the end of the fourth quarter. I think this is the first quarter going into earnings season. They bought it, and then in earnings season they sold off on it. Right here, we're doing the opposite. We're at the lows into the 31st. We're at the lows right here, starting in the 31st. Remember, we said that they were going to buy it here, and they made us move up. Right now, we're in earnings season, and it's the opposite of this right here. I mean, if they're doing the opposite, can we get this move up? I mean, can we get a move like that? We could get a huge move. Remember, I don't think a lot of people say that these companies are going to report bad, but all people are going to do is position themselves in companies that are worth it. And that's going to be Apple, Netflix, and all those other companies. So this move could be exaggerated, really high. Look at that. You go take out a whole bunch of highs. And what will be the scenario of this? I mean, the scenario is like right there where picture we double top up there. We do make a nice head and shoulders up here. Remember, it doesn't have to be a closed candle. It could be a wick all the way up there. And then it could wick all the way down. The general consensus of that is the fact that they want it as high as possible so people could go chase it.
And they know it's probably more than likely going to come down.
And so do they have time to move it up? Yeah. We're at 4180. Can we get to 43 and more? Yes. We have.
Or we could already be in recovery mode.
We have 20.
There may not be. We may have already seen that part. We may have recovered.
I don't believe that's true. I believe that we're gonna have.
Well, depends on what the chart says. So.
Yeah, but I think inflation is like a chart. So like I said before, like we had a spike in inflation, then we had the low, right? We're gonna have a low in inflation, and then we're gonna have a bounce, at least 50%. And this is gonna be the opposite of that. So we're gonna have a big move up, and then we're gonna have the drop, right? We're gonna have the drop, and then we'll have the bounce. And then we'll decide after that bounce if we continue to go down, or maybe we'll just sweep the lows, which is realistically is sweeping the low of this candle right here. So maybe we sweep that low right here, right? We take out that low. You know, we take out this low. It takes us like 200 points to recover, and we sweep this low right here. And it doesn't have to be a closed candle. It could just be a wick that we sweep those lows. And possibly that's it. It's the end of it. But right now, this is going to continue to go up. And like we said before, this is not going to look pretty. This is going to move extremely fast when you get all three markets in the same direction.
Once they get in sync.
Yeah, and we're at 35.
Look out, because we're going to see a 200-point move in a day. It's coming.
And we're at
but it's coming.
And we're at 35 points only. It's due to pop really, really strong. And like we said before, look at the chart. Look at every time we hit the line, boom, boom, boom. Then we had like 2 or 3 days, boom. We had a big days like this. Like, oh, look, we're hitting the moving average. And boom, we had this big move up. So we're due for a big move up. This is a move up, but this is a move to keep.
All right, I'm getting ready to mark something. So
we're still due for these right here.
I'm getting ready to mark something before you move the chart. 1, 2, This is 3.
All
right, hang on now. So this is 3. I'm just looking at your moving averages right here. So once this cross happened, what happened? They came back to it. Once this cross happened, what happened? They came back to it. This is 1, 2, 3. What do we expect after 3?
Big move.
They're going to be a big move, and this cross right here will be, they're going to come back to it, but not right now. They're not coming back to it right now.
No, it's not right now. Just be cautious at these highs. Be cautious with your orders. Be cautious with your entries. If you look at it on the 30-minute, this thing took off. You have a pullback, but it does not mean sell. None of it says sell. Here was a buy.
Why we have to set up, John. So set up. Let's set up and show them what we're expecting.
And call it right.
Yep. It's all about the setup, because the setup is going to show you where to buy.
So let's see if they
even if we're at the highs, it's going to show you a halfback to be able to buy, to be able to get into the trade.
If they would have set up properly last night, they would have seen this right there. So what we do? Held halfback. So you see it. It's the low. It's the high. Came up. Couldn't get above it. London's closed right here. London's open. They sold it. Where we go? Boom, right here. You take this high. Take that low. We couldn't get above 65. Couldn't get above stinging line. Where we go? Boom. Right to London's closed. Where we hold. London's closed until the end of the day. Where we end up going? Just about 81. So I think this range will probably hold true into tomorrow, because it's Monday's range. But let's see how it looks on a chart right now. So let's see.
You got this. You got this. They're probably going to come to halfback. So you got low, high, halfback.
You got a high right here. Right there. So right there, we're rejecting. Let's see how it looks where we said that it's going to probably pull back to. Looks like the same damn thing. And remember how I may put these things on here set up in this form and fashion, right? But it's all the same thing. Look where it might pull back to this area.
But I think they're going to want to hold these. They're going to want to hold this right here.
Yeah, this area right here, possibly.
If it's a continuation up, they have to hold that. Why? Because they just swept it, right? This is the retest. Holds. Then we go clear out the high.
Let's look at a 2-hour low, 2-hour candle. Right there. So right now you're going to have a 2-hour candle that starts up. It's going to pull back to this area. Let's go back to 30 minutes. We set this area right here, right? That area right there, right? Remember, it's time, not area, not price.
It's time. It's where it's at time, because
look how that looks right there. That area holding those highs.
Yep.
Remember, if that pulls back to this high, and we're holding right there,
which it can.
It could pull back to this.
It's probably going to come inside this wick right here. That's what that's probably what it's going to do. Yeah, right, probably half that wick.
It's pretty interesting.
But you don't have to. You can just touch it. You can just touch that wick, because that's all it has to do. Yeah, it only has to touch it.
It's not looking like
within one tick. You don't even have to touch it. It can just come within one tick.
And if you go into last night's action, this was looking ugly too overnight. So you could see that everybody was selling it, but it looked really.
But why though? You got to understand why though.
It just didn't have a pullback in it. Just buying, nonstop buying.
Because the buy is not till a pullback to a halfback. So you have your low high, and you have your halfback. So you should be expecting that. When I talk about chess moves, that's what I'm talking about. You got to understand what they're doing in the whole scheme of things. And the 3-day look back will help you to be able to see that.
But like I said, they weren't, don't be so biased to be buying it at London's close, because London's close has not been buying it
Because
here.
look, we had a high, we had a low. So what was supposed to happen? The sweep
Sweet, yeah.
was supposed to. That's what was should have happened, but it didn't
And what they
happen.
ended up doing is, because it was London's close was a halfback into right there, boom.
London close was halfback. Today, London close was halfback of the whole move.
They try to sell right into it, and then they bought it up. They literally did the opposite, and they'll flip it like that. But like Dob said, this is a 3-day look back, and where they're buying the same price they bought on Friday. So their intention is to keep on running up. When the earnings start? Friday. What did they do today? Bought the same price.
Yep.
That means that they're still waiting on more earnings to come through. I think earnings isn't going to be as bad as they projected, because remember, it's modified. So even if anyone reports bad earnings, they're still,
Oh, yeah. And they can always come back after the fact and redo it, right?
yeah, they're just going to lie about it. I told that. If I say, who in their right mind is going to say, oh, I did bad I'm doing bad. They're not. When these people are going to say they're doing bad is when their price reflects it, when people start saying it, because everybody's going to report, they're going to say, oh, I'm doing good. It's until people start looking at it like, yeah, wait a minute, you're not doing that good at all. Or other issues come up. I think Apple today announced that they were offering a savings account with 4.7 interest rate or something like that. And I'm like,
Really?
when did Apple become a bank?
Really?
Yeah, that's what they're offering. A savings account with I think it was 4.15, I think.
It's
But
interesting.
does that mean that Apple took a whole bunch of money from the government and they just hoarded a whole bunch of money when it was zero interest rate?
Well,
And
sure
then
they
now
did.
they're lending it out to make up for for the interest rate that's high. Because think about it, it's the same interest rate that the feds are charging. It's close to 4.75. So did they just take huge loans from the government and now they're charging? Or they're paying just for people to invest so they can have
Yep.
money? It's very odd for a tech company to say, hey, bring your money to us. It doesn't even make any sense to be offering an interest rate for a savings account when you're not a bank. I mean, you're a tech company. I don't understand that.
Yep.
So otherwise, they want to do what the banks are doing and collect on interest, or use your money to for them to invest in their company.
Yep.
Since they aren't getting it from the from the from the feds. So they'll pay you 415, and if they got to pay you off, they'll take a hit and borrow from the feds. It's only like what, a 50 point 50 that they lose on. So I mean, everybody has an Apple phone, so I'm assuming that's probably what they're
But
thinking.
are they really losing? Because I'm sure they got,
No, because most people that say that as a savings account, what do you probably can't use it as a checking account, so you're not going to be able to use it as a checking account. And there's probably a whole bunch of hidden fees in there that you can't move your money around.
yeah,
You gotta have a
or it's
certain money.
time. Yeah, or it's time dispersed.
Yeah, and then you gotta have a certain amount of money in there at all times. So they
Yep.
secure money. They're gonna do whatever for you to give them money where they aren't receiving it from the federal government. And then they'll do it for 2 years, and then after that they'll say, "Oh, that's it." The interest rate is going down, and they make money on the interest rate. They'll start borrowing from your money at lower interest rate. And that's the thing, like Apple's a very famous company. Everybody has an iPhone. Everybody has
I don't. I have a work phone that's an iPhone, but
that's what I'm
I don't
saying.
own an
Everybody has
iPhone.
access to an iPhone. And if not, it's probably like the number one selling phone in America.
Probably.
So
And China makes it.
Yeah, but I mean, China makes everything. But that's the thing, that if they could get money from people that, you know, they're iPhone junkies and Apple junkies, and say, hey, I could deposit my check in there and it's a savings. Realistically, all you're doing is giving up money for Apple to do whatever they want with your money.
Yep. So remember, me and you had this conversation about Apple and the iPhone and how they were doing the leasing and all that. And that's why I started researching a little bit over the weekend. You notice in the chat, I posted some stuff about mortgages.
Oh yeah,
So,
they want you
let's talk about this, John. Let's talk about it a little bit, because the number one buyer in mortgages right now is the Feds.
Yeah.
And if anybody read any of that I posted over the weekend, this is kind of getting the home ownership is, you know, the American dream is slowly going away.
They're not letting you buy a house. They want you to rent a house.
They don't want you to anymore.
Well, the price is so outrageously high. And then remember, all the stuff that they show on TV, TikTok, influencers, all that stuff. Let's put a basis. In New Jersey, to own a $500,000 house, you have to make $198,000 to pay your mortgage, which will come out to $3,800 a month. That is a ridiculous amount.
Right.
Who in their right mind is going to pay that amount of money for a home? There's no way you pay back that mortgage. So they're making it just like the iPhones. Like, they started with low price. It was a $200 phone. Now it's $1,200. They're charging you for something that's inflated outrageously. And that's what they're trying to do with homes and mortgages.
Yep, they're slowly taking it over.
Because they want you to keep working to pay off something that you're never going to own. And then what's going to happen is that they're just going to rotate money around. They're going to say, hey, you know, look, we're going to give you a tax relief. And realistically, at the same time, they're inflation, they're raising prices on tolls, they're raising prices on everything else. They're raising just about everything.
Yep, everything.
So you can't afford to pay off that house. Now, take it for granted, the rich people probably could, or people that are entrepreneurs, and people that, you know.
Yes.
Realistically, a majority of people aren't those people.
Day traders that are making millions of dollars every day.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
A lot of those. Yeah, on YouTube, Instagram.
Yeah, all those people will get fulfilled that's reality. But the majority of, if you look at studies, the majority of people in their 30s and 40s move back home with their parents. So that's a scenario that's pretty scary.
Yep, that's what I wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit. Why I posted some things over the weekends. I'm sure that some probably like, okay, well, why do you do that? I don't want to scare anybody, but on the same token, you got to be mindful. I want you to be aware of what's going on. You need to be aware of your surroundings. So
aware of what they're doing. They're doing like really crooked stuff. America's become a consumer. We all become consumers of media and social media. Yep. Whereas that whatever they're feeding us is literally the truth when it isn't the truth. Mm-hmm. These are teams of people. Like we do these videos, and we don't need we don't edit anything. So no. These people spend hours and days and have a ton of people editing these videos so they could.
No, like what you see is what you get with us, John.
Yeah.
What you see is what you get.
These people edit so it could be perfect, so it could, in your mind, be a perfect scenario.
I want the imperfections to show because we're human. We're human.
Yeah, and my allergies are killing me, so I'm not changing that.
No, you sound good though. You sound good.
I'm horrible right now.
You sound good, but we got to go into the risk and disclaimers though. Risk and disclaimers. The risk of loss in trading securities, options, futures, forex, and commodities can be substantial and are not suitable for all investors. You must consider all relevant risk factors, including your own personal financial situation before trading. Do not risk money you cannot afford to lose, guys. That's why we use the prop firms, and they have got some specials going on, pretty much everybody. So you assume the risk in any and all financial investments that you make, because we do not tell you where to buy or sell. Ain't that right, John?
Cause so many time passed by, don't know why I'm losing my mind. Ego was so strong inside. At this point I just lived a lie, I just lived a lie. I wish I could tell you why.
Area 51.
Wish I could feel you again, but I know it's too late, and I know you're away. There's no chance to apologize, no, no, no. It's a goodbye, just a goodbye. Forever and ever, you'll never come back. Just a goodbye, forever goodbye.
Area 51.
I sit in my ride, think about you. Drive through the night, I got nothing to lose. Strobe city lights, they can tell me the truth. Tell me what I should do, I got nothing to lose. I got nothing to lose, thinking about you. Drive through the night, I got nothing to lose. Strobe city lights, they can tell me the truth. Tell me what I should do, I got nothing to lose. I sit in my ride. So many time passed by. I saw you last time. This is my last ride. I wish we're gonna see us on the other side.
Area 51.